Good evening. Let us begin at the place where all sincere practice begins and where every pretense ends. Do not ask, did I feel it? Ask, what happened after I prayed? This is the crux. Words are auxiliaries. At best, they point. At worst, they intrude. Presence is the ministry, and presence is often carried on a single phrase. No sermon, no persuasion, only, I will help you. Do you see? If you would know whether God has been realized, you do not inspect your goose flesh. You inspect your day. By their fruits ye shall know them. Not by their uplift, not by their tremor. Fruitage is the quiet, tangible harmony that follows realization, not the mood that attends a meeting. If spirit has been touched, life will say so. Bills will yield. Pain will recede. Tempers will cool. Guidance will appear. If spirit has not been touched, there may be much talk, much theory, and very little peace. Do you follow that? We make this our standard, and it is a kindly standard because it is honest. We are not here to accumulate sayings. We are here to bear witness. The question is not, did I repeat the right truth? The question is, what truth revealed itself as event, as improvement, as solution? When the Master said, be still and know that I am God, he did not add, and make sure you feel inspired while you do it. He added nothing because nothing needed adding. God is. The stillness is to know, not to manufacture. And knowing, fruitage appears. I must tell you candidly, I will stand by in consciousness, but I will not encourage spiritual daydreaming. If you tell me I felt a wonderful warmth, I will ask, and did the fear cease? Did the quarrel end? Did the way open? If yes, then the warmth was a byproduct of realization. If no, perhaps it was only an emotional jag. There is no blame in that. There is only correction. We are after substance, not sparkle. Therefore, let us agree to a quiet challenge. Self-assess by outcomes, not by moods or theories. Do not berate yourself. Simply notice. If your prayer leaves you with the same problem, then more words are not the answer. Less self-assertion is. Fewer declarations. More receptivity. I and my Father are one is not a formula. It is a fact to be realized. And when realized, life reports it by your life experience, by the fruitage. In these hours together, we will not guess, we will test. We will not chase signs as omens. We will recognize signs as steady outcomes. We will learn why results rest upon two small words, as and is, and how error, seen rightly, loses its bluff. For now, begin here. Retire from the pursuit of a feeling and attend to the evidence. Bring me your results, not your rhetoric. Show me the softened edge of a day, the shortened span of a trouble, the gentle turn of a relationship. Then we can say, God has been realized. Do you see? When I use the word signs, I am not inviting you into superstition. I am not bidding you to watch the sky for handwriting or your wrist for goose flesh. A sign in our work is not a sparkle. It is a result. An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, the Master said, and then he gave the true order. These signs shall follow them that believe. Do you see? Follow, not lead. Outcome, not omen. So let us detox the word. No more making a religion of coincidences. No more turning the clock digits into prophecies. No more interpreting a mood swing as a message from the infinite. Words are auxiliaries. Moods are weather. Presence is substance. A sign is the sober outcome of realized truth. The quiet fact that harmony is established where discord shouted, that a problem yields without fanfare, that guidance arrives without your throat becoming hoarse from asking. A sign is your day reporting what your prayer already knew. We do not antagonize suffering with slogans. I resent it very much. If, in a moment of pain, someone starts voicing at me, there are no accidents in divine mind. Keep it to as little as possible. I will help you. Then be still. Let presence do what pronouncements cannot. When the bruised reed is before you, do not break it with platitudes. Breathe the hush of realized isness, and let fruitage bear witness. How do we measure a sign? By continuity and by speed. First, continuity. Not a single lucky rescue, but a thread of good that begins to run through days and weeks. Less wobble, less crash and salvation. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Not some days, all. Second, speed. Notice whether the arc from disturbance to peace shortens. The same kind of problem that used to linger for weeks now dissolves in hours, then in minutes. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low. The crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. That is a description of consciousness aligning with what already is, and life showing it. Do not imagine fireworks. Imagine the little foxes caught before they spoil the vines. Imagine the email answered in grace. Imagine the bill resolved without argument. Imagine the temper melting before the words are spoken. Quiet signs, steady outcomes. And if occasionally there is a luminous moment, thank you, but do not enshrine it. Let the sign follow belief. Do not follow the sign. We will examine 3 such signs in due order. Problems yielding more quickly. Relationships transfigured as you behold. God appearing as each one. Supply and guidance unfolding without strain. But we will not rush to mechanics before we lay foundation. All true fruitage hangs on 2 small words, as and is. God appearing as you, resting in what already is. Until those pillars are felt in bone and breath, signs remain occasional. As they settle, signs become normal. Do you follow that? The first word is as. The infinite way is built around a few words, and as is the doorway to identity. God is manifest as individual being. God, the invisible, appears as Son, the visible. He that hath seen me hath seen the Father, and I and my Father are one. Do you see? This does not flatter a human personality. It identifies the source of all that is true in you. It removes separation. It dissolves the picture of a seeker out here trying to acquire a God out there. There is no such project in spirit. There is only God being God, appearing as you. When this is more than a sentence, when it is a realized premise, anxiety begins to lose its oxygen. You are not trying to get life, get love, get wisdom. Life is the life that you are. Love is the love that you are. Wisdom is the wisdom that you are. Not as possession, as being. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. If all that the Father has is yours by identity, what is there to chase? What is there to defend? What is there to perform, to qualify? Drop the role of applicant. Accept the role of witness. Understand the consequence for fruitage. If you imagine that a separate self secures God's favor, every demonstration becomes your personal magic, your technique, your credit. Then fear enters. What if I fail next time? But when you know that God is manifest as individual being, fruitage is recognized as God's self-evidence. Signs are God saying, I am, in the language of your day. The softened temper, the solved difficulty, the opened way are not medals pinned on you. They are the light being light. Let your light so shine before men. Not make it shine, let it. Do you follow that? Now extend the sight. If God appears as you, God appears as your neighbor, your opponent, your patient. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Not a line for a Galilean hillside only, a line for the grocery clerk, the judge, the child who will not sleep, the critic who writes the sharp letter. Practice looking back of the eye and beholding the one. Give not a thought to the traits, the history, the charm, or the offense. Those belong to a picture in time. Identity is not in time. Identity is God expressed. As you consent to this inner beholding, you will find that the human scene quietly reorders itself to match what you are seeing. Not because you persuaded a person, but because you refused to deal with a person. You dealt with the presence as this is our safeguard against pride and against discouragement. Pride cannot live where there is no personal healer. Discouragement cannot live where there is no personal failure. There is only realization or unawareness, light or shadow, never two powers struggling. You are not manufacturing outcomes. You are witnessing the fact that the vine bears of itself. I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. The word Christ here is not a surname. It is the name for God's asness. When Christ liveth your life, you're speaking, you're touching, you're deciding. The fruit is natural because the tree is known. Hold this gently and firmly. All true fruitage flows from God appearing as you. Let that sentence sit in you until it becomes a climate. Then when you answer the call for help, you do not strain. You do not pick up a toolbox. You rest in identity and let the one be one, as you, as them, as this very occasion. And life will say so by your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you see? Now we take the companion word, is, if, as names identity, is names atmosphere. This is the air of our practice. You are never trying to heal. You are realizing is. You are not attempting to change a picture. You are consenting to see what already is back of the picture. You are not trying to make 2 times 2 be 4. You are recognizing it is 4. Be still and know that I am God. Not become God. Not persuade God. Know what is. Let me show you how this alters your inner posture. The mind that fixes is a noisy mind. It argues with appearances. It strains. The soul that realizes is quiet. It looks through, not at. It rests where God already is God. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? Do you see? Taking thought is the labor of fixing. Knowing is the Sabbath of is. In that Sabbath, fruitage appears, not because you labored, but because you rested in the law, that is, use the anaphora that primes the pump, not as magic, but as a steering of attention. Harmony is, life is, love is, abundance is, omnipresence is, I am. Let these be like smooth stones in the pocket, touched and released without theatrics. At first, this is letter-conscious knowing. You may sit and quietly state to yourself what is. God is the life of this body. God is the light of this mind. God is the supply of this day. That is legitimate at the beginning. It clears the brush. This is priming the pump. But do not make a career of priming. The pump must run. After a few moments of letter, withdraw into listening. Minimal speech, maximal receptivity. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. Then no longer are you declaring truth. Truth declares itself. The inner current becomes audible to the heart. Ideas, yes, but more than ideas, presence. And in that presence, urgency dissolves. The bell stops ringing. The pressure to perform is gone because what is does not require performance. Before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. That is the voice of is. Practically, what follows this shift? The arc from problem to peace shortens because there is no longer a middleman named Fixer. A call comes. It hurts. I will help you. Then silence. Give not a thought to the symptom or the clock. Rest in is. Presently the edge goes out of the pain. Perhaps there is a long breath on the other end of the line. No exhortation produced that, is disclosed it. Or you face the month's obligations. Formerly, there was pacing, planning, pleading. Now, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. You sit in that meadow, not as poetry, but as fact. And within hours, an overlooked payment is released. An old invoice is settled. A new invitation arrives. Unlabored grace, because is, does not strain. As and is work together like root and air. As grounds identity, God appearing as you, provides climate, God already being God. Within that climate, fruitage is normal. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Follow, not be chased. You are not pushing the river. You are consenting to its current. Keep your practice simple. A few sentences of is to turn the face, then listening. Less argument, more hearing. Less emergency, more Sabbath. And life will tell you whether you have entered the climate of is by your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you follow that? Before these signs become the tone of a life, the static must be cleared. What is the static? Error believed to be something, a person, a law, a condition with authority. In our work, error is never a person, never a law, never a substance. It is hypnotism, mesmerism, the universal belief in two powers. Do you see? As long as you confront a somebody or a something, fear has a hook. The moment you unmask it as suggestion only, the hook is gone. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Appearances claim reality. Righteous judgment discerns is. Take the pictures that help. A man walking at dusk sees a snake and trembles. Closer, he finds a rope. The fear had a cause only in ignorance. Or the child cries, a white poodle. On the dark stair, non-existent. Tears dry the instant the light is switched on. So with the arm of flesh of Scripture, merely human belief, boasting strength where there is none. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us. Two powers? No. One power, misperceived as two. When the eye clears, the second power evaporates like mist at sunrise. Make this your healing protocol. A call comes. It hurts, or he has turned against me, or they say there's no money. I will help you. Then silence. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Do not organize the facts. Do not rehearse the history. Do not seek a clever truth to fit the case. That would be arguing with a rope as if it were a snake. Rest in, as, and is. God appearing as this one, God already being God here. Resist not evil is the master's instruction. Do not push at the picture. Look through it. Let the suggestion stand without your consent, and it will fall of itself because it has no law, no life, no outlet, but your fear. This requires compassionate restraint. In the presence of a bruise, do not bruise further with sayings. A bruised reed shall he not break. Keep speech to as little as possible. I will help you. Then let presence be presence. If there must be a word, let it be inward. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Addressed to the one before you, behind the mask. Never say to the sufferer, there are no accidents in divine mind, as a rebuke. That is performance, not love. Love unsees the mask and beholds the sun, and in that beholding, hypnotism loosens. Why does this matter? Because fear is the oxygen of suggestion. Personalizing error feeds it. Depersonalizing starves it. When you know there is no second power, the stomach unclenches, the breath returns, the mind quiets. Perfect love casteth out fear, and love here is clarity. God alone as cause, God alone as law, God alone as life. Then the arc from problem to peace shortens. Pain loses its edge. Quarrels soften before the third round. Guidance comes without wrestling, not by might, not by argument, but by unmasking. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Stand still without opinions, without enemies, and watch the rope be a rope, the poodle be nothing, the arm of flesh be dust. Do you follow that? Now we submit ourselves to a simple honesty. If as and is have been more than phrases, if hypnotism has been unmasked rather than argued, life will report it. By their fruits ye shall know them, not by their lectures, not by their moods, by your life experience, by the fruitage. So here is the test. First, speed and gentleness are problems for you and for those who call you, yielding more quickly and with less bruising, not fireworks, shortened arcs. Where there was a week of fretting, is there now an afternoon of calm? Where there was a night of tossing, is there now a long breath and sleep? Where an argument ran 12 rounds, does it now retire after 2? He maketh the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still. The sign is not noise, the sign is quiet. You do not wrestle the picture down. The edge goes out of it as presence is realized. Do you see? Second, continuity. Does harmony persist without your keeping plates spinning in the air with constant statements? This is important. If peace depends on your mental push-ups every hour, it is not yet Sabbath. It is strain. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. In realized isness, there is a thread running through the days, less wobble, fewer crashes, followed by rescues. Goodness and mercy follow, not because you chase them, but because you have stopped denying what already is. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. The continuity of quiet is a sign. Third, integrity. Beware the emotional jag. Thrills are not wrong. They are just untrustworthy as a measure. If, after the warmth and the music, fear still runs the household and bills still mock, be candid. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. A tree is known by its fruit. Do you follow that? Keep your eye on results, not rapture. Use a temporal lens that is fair. Do not demand a lifetime in an hour, and do not excuse months of dryness by pointing to a single lucky rescue. Look at weeks, then months. Does the trend line bend toward peace? Are the valleys less deep, the turns less violent? Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven. Prove not by daring God, but by steady abiding. In due season we shall reap, if we faint not. And keep the humility clause in your pocket. If fruitage is thin, adjust practice. Do not condemn yourself. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. Condemnation is another form of hypnotism. Drop it. Return to as and is. Shorten the speech. Lengthen the listening. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Behold the beloved Son. Abide. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. Let this be your standard, your comfort, and your correction. Authenticity is validated by solved problems and sustained harmony by your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you see? Sign 1 is very practical. The arc from disturbance to peace shortens, and it shortens without wrestling. You begin to notice it. The jolt comes an ache, a sharp word, a sudden tangle, and where once you sprinted to your toolbox of phrases, now you turn at once into is less argument, more presence. Peace. Be still, the master said to a boisterous sea. And there was a great calm. He did not hold a debate with waves. He knew is. Do you see? In our work, the calm comes without fanfare, and it comes sooner. How do we stand in such a moment? Very simply, I will help you. Then silence. Not a thought for the symptom, or the offender, or the clock. The mind wants to fix. The soul consents to what is. In returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. Return, rest. Let as and is do the heavy lifting, God appearing as this one, God already being God here. Do not stir the picture. Do not give hypnotism a name. Drop it. In a few breaths, the edge goes out of the pain, and sometimes the pain goes out of the picture, not by your phrasing, but by presence realized. He maketh the storm a calm. Take the body, for example. A pressure gathers at the temple, a tightness in the chest. Formerly you marched out the declarations. Now you retire inwardly, scarcely a word. I will help you. Then the listening. Harmony is, life is, I am. In 3 minutes the grip slackens, the breath deepens, or the flare that usually lasts until noon dulls and disappears before the first hour. No analysis, no heroics. The arm of flesh had its boast. You did not salute. You watched a rope cease pretending to be a snake. The sign is not noise. The sign is quiet and quicker. In the household, the small foxes. Dishes clatter. A tone hardens. The child refuses. Notice what you do now. You give not a thought to personalities. You behold, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, back of the eye of each one. A reply rises that did not scold. A hand touches a shoulder before a sentence forms. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Where once it took an evening to cool, the room loosens in minutes, not because you mastered technique, but because you refused a second power and let one be one as all. In the schedule, the snarl. Two appointments overlap. The printer fails. The email sits unsent. Formerly you four solutions. Now, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. You pause. You let the next clear step present itself. A call cancels of its own accord. The printer resets. The unsent message reappears and goes. Guidance without grind. Order emerges as if it had been waiting around the corner of your not knowing. Not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit. Do you follow that? Even in travel, the gate shifts, the line lengthens, the luggage lingers. Watch the new pattern. You sit, you consent. Omnipresence is. Provision is. Presently an attendant opens another lane. A stranger offers a place. The bag rolls out. The miracle is not that matter moved. The miracle is that fear did not. Calm returned before circumstances aligned, and then circumstances aligned as if echoing the calm. Make this your self-audit. Track the elapsed time from jolt to ease, from call to long breath, from offense to softening. Do not count triumphs, count shortenings. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. The world gives resolution at the end, spirit gives peace at the start, and lets resolution follow. A realized presence shortens and softens the arc from problem to peace by your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you see? Now to the second sign, and it is as practical as the first. Relationships begin to transfigure, not because you became an expert at dialogue, but because you stopped dealing with people and began beholding God appearing as each one. Do you see? Identity sighting is the word. You look past behavior and hear within yourself, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Over and over, back of the eye of the one before you. The moment you shift from person to presence, blame loses its hook. Heat leaves the room without a lecture. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Righteous judgment sees as. Watch how this functions. In a kitchen quarrel, a tone rises. The mind gallops to its files. You always, you never drop it. Give not a thought to the personality before you. Do not construct a case. Silently behold the one. Presently a softer sentence comes through your own lips than the one you were about to use, or no sentence at all, only a hand laid on a shoulder. Love thinketh no evil. 5 minutes later, a dish is washed that wasn't yours, and an apology comes that you did not extract. Fruitage. In the office, gossip begins to braid itself around a name. Formerly, you played traffic cop, let's be kind, and the group stiffened. Now, you enter the room in silence and bear witness. This is my beloved Son. As each of these fewer words, cleaner atmosphere. The story dries up on its own. Someone changes the subject. Another says, let's ask her directly. Collaboration appears where triangulation lived. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Peacemaking here is not brokering. It is beholding. Take a difficult meeting. The agenda is sharp. The positions hardened. Before you cross the threshold, stop. Close the folder. 1 minute. Father, thou appear here as each one. Thy mind is our mind. Thy love is our cohesion. I will help you. Then go in. You will notice that your speech is trimmed. You do not try to win the room. Presence replaces persuasion and wins the day. The impossible stance softens into, what if we tried this? Agree with thine adversary quickly. whiles thou art in the way with him, does not mean surrender to injustice. It means agree with one power in the very presence of seeming opposition, and the picture begins to reorder to match the agreement. With a child who flares, you do not name the phase, you do not rehearse the pattern. Look back of the eye and behold the sun. A bruised reed shall he not break. Hold silence. 10 minutes later, the child pads back and slips a note under your door. Sorry, you did not extract it. Love revealed it. We all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed. Beholding changes the beholder and the beheld, because there is only one being beheld. Make this a practice so habitual that your calendar itself carries the imprint. Before any call, any lunch, any negotiation, 1 minute of identity citing, no speeches, no imagining how to steer outcomes. Behold God appearing as each one. Then keep speech minimal, true, without edge. You will see concrete outcomes. Apologies that rise unforced. Emails that arrive without the barb. Teams that find their cadence without a hero. Old criticisms that fail to ignite. A meeting that ends on time because nothing had to be defended. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace becomes a quiet, daily sport. The human scene reorders not by your superior psychology, but by yielded sight. This is our sign. Seeing God appearing as each one quietly reorders the human scene into harmony by your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you follow that? Now the third sign presents itself in the same sober way. Supply and guidance begin to unfold without strain. Formerly there was anxious planning, contingency upon contingency, doors pried open with worry. Now steps appear as you need them, doors open without pushing. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Added, not chased. Do you see? In realized oneness, supply and direction come as unlabored grace, not as pursuit. Begin where we always begin, is. Provision is not a future miracle. It is an isness. Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine, not will be ever with. All that I have is thine. Take those words into the marrow. Let them end the career of the beggar in you. We are not applicants. We are offspring. When that identity steadies, the scramble quiets. Waste falls away, the small leaks of fear spending, the performative projects, the hedging that doubles cost. Order enters because is order. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me, led, not driven. Notice the practicals. Work and money begin to behave. The right opportunity appears and the almost right exits without drama. A meeting you strained to secure vanishes. In its place, an introduction you could not have arranged arrives on Tuesday. Timing straightens. Payments you had forgotten clear. A subscription you no longer need cancels before renewal. The purchase you thought urgent reveals itself as unnecessary. And the saved outflow proves itself as real as inflow. Guidance manifests as first light, not floodlights. One clear next, then another. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Acknowledge, then direction, not the other way around. How do we cooperate? From letter to spirit. At the day's start, you consciously know God is the substance of supply. God is the activity of mind. All that the Father hath is mine. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. This is priming the pump. Then close the book and listen. Minimal speech, maximal receptivity. Before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. In that listening, you will not receive a 5-year plan. You will receive a nudge. Answer that email. Decline that offer. Go for a walk. Place the call at 4, not 10. Obey without fuss. That obedience is the unlabored path of supply. Make the diagnosis by fruitage. Fear of lack subsides. The stomach is no longer in a knot on the 15th. Gratitude becomes reflex, not effort. You see orders showing up in places your hands never reached. Files in place, bills timely, tools found when needed, food enough and to spare. Giving becomes natural because hoarding has lost its logic in the face of is. Give, and it shall be given unto you, running over, not a bargain, a law recognized. Test it over weeks. Do you find that money no longer has drama attached to it? Are decisions clearer? The calendar less jammed with hustling? The outcomes more fitting than your best schemes? Are you led away from glitter and towards substance without scolding? If so, the sign is present. If not, simplify. Return to as and is. Shorten the words, lengthen the listening, and let addition follow seeking. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Guidance without grind, supply without chase. By your life experience, by the fruitage. Do you follow that? Method and rhythm, then. If these signs are to become the tone of your days, there must be a daily tone to your consciousness, not feet's rhythm. Begin with a morning baseline before the world begins to talk. 5 quiet minutes, no device, no headlines. Consciously know as and is, God appearing as me. God already being God here. Let the words be few and clean. Harmony is, life is, love is, omnipresence is. I am. Be still and know that I am God. Then close the book and listen. Do not keep priming. Let the pump run. Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. Stay until a small assurance settles a hush, a rightness. It need not be dramatic. Often it is only the bell within that says, enough, I am here. Do you see? Carry that baseline into touch points at meals. Father, thou art the substance. Thank you. With money, all that the Father hath is mine acknowledged, not begged. Before any call, any meeting, any errand, one breath of is in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Acknowledge, then direction, not speeches, touches. You are keeping the channel free, not flooding it. Establish 2 listening periods besides morning, midday, and evening. 5 to 10 minutes. Sit without project. Let God declare truth to you. Before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Your part is receptivity. When the mind tries to recite, whisper within, drop it, and return to silence. Wait for the same small seal of peace. If it does not come today, be gentle. Return tomorrow. This is not a lazy man's work, but it is not a scold's work either. Quietness and confidence are your strength. On any call for help, make your protocol fixed. First words, if any, I will help you. Then be still. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Resist not evil. Look through, not at. Rest in as and is. God appearing as this one, God already being God here. In a few moments, the long breath may come on the other end, or your own heart loosens. That is enough. Keep speech minimal. Let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay if a word must be spoken. Lo, I am with you always, and let it be presence, not performance. Guard against platitudes. A bruised reed shall he not break. Do not paste texts upon pain. Keep your ministry secret, and let the fruitage speak. Thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. When harmony appears, do not take credit, do not publish, give thanks, and go on. Finally, keep a small fruitage journal. 1 page a day is more than enough. Note 3 things only: a problem that yielded quickly, a relationship eased, a provision or guidance that arrived without strain. Short lines: headache eased in minutes, tone softened before the 3rd sentence, refund appeared, call came at the right hour, review each week. Are arcs shortening? Is strain thinning? By their fruits ye shall know them. This diary is not to flatter you. It is to keep the work honest. If thin, simplify, shorten the words, lengthen the listening, return to as and is. Disciplined receptivity, more listening than talking, cultivates the climate where fruitage appears. Do you follow that? There will be days when the fruitage seems thin, when the old ache lingers, when the room does not soften on cue, when money still looks like numbers scratching at the door. Do not indict yourself. Do not turn this into examination by spotlight. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. Condemnation is another mask of hypnotism. Drop it. Instead, make a quiet inquiry. Where did I allow 2 powers to slip back in? Where did fear sneak in as a second cause? Did I begin to honor an arm of flesh as law? Do you follow that? If you see that this is so, you have already corrected half the course. The other half is to reduce mental noise. Few words, not many. Less declaring, more beholding. You are not trying to repair the picture. You are consenting to is. Close the book. Sit. Be still. And know that I am God. Not become. No. Even 3 slow breaths of true consent will do more than 30 sentences of effort. If the mind insists on movement, let the anaphora be soft and spare, like stones turned in the pocket. Harmony is. Life is. Love is. Then be quiet and listen. Return at once to identity. You are not a separated self begging a distant deity. God is appearing as you. The very awareness asking this question is the Son of the living God recognizing itself. Thou seest me. Thou seest the Father. For I and the Father are one. Whisper inwardly, without ceremony, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased as me, as the one before me. Let that beholding replace the dossier you were assembling on yourself or on them. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Drop it. Do you see? Allow patience to do its holy work. Forcing is the personal self re-entering the stage in costume. Fruitage is organic. First the blade, then the ear. After that, the full corn in the ear. If you have truly returned to oneness, you will notice that the pressure to make something happen ebbs. That easing itself is a sign. Let the law of is ripen its own outcomes. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Wait not anxiously, but receptively, and include standby consciousness in your practice. If dryness persists, accept help. and offer it quietly without display. One call to a friend who knows how to be still. One email that says only, "I will help you," can clear the static. Where two or three are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Gather not to analyze, but to abide. Keep speech minimal. Let presence be presence. Then go on with simple fidelity. Resume your small rhythm, morning knowing, midday listening, evening rest. Keep the Fruitage journal without drama. If the page is sparse, do not pad it. Do not mourn it. Note it. Simplify. Shorten the words. Lengthen the listening. Return to as and is. If you catch yourself arguing with a rope snake again, smile, switch on the light, and sit. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. Simplicity is your corrective. Oneness is your compass, is your climate. By your life experience, by the fruitage, the signs will return quietly, inevitably, as law. Do you follow that? Take this as your quiet commission. For the next 30 days, do not seek a feeling, measure fruitage. Make it an honest experiment. Prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, not by daring God, but by steady abiding in as and is. Set your intent tonight. For 30 days, I will let presence out preach words. I will track 3 signs only, problems yielding more quickly, relationships transfiguring as I behold God appearing as each one, and supply and guidance unfolding without strain. By your life experience, by the fruitage, do you see? Here is the rhythm. Each morning, 5 quiet minutes. Consciously know as and is God appearing as me, God already being God here. Then listen. Keep the tongue light and the ear open through the day, at every turn point, before calls, meals, errands, one breath of acknowledgement. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Acknowledge, then direction. If a call for help comes, keep speech minimal. I will help you. Then silence. Give not a thought to the person or the condition. Behold, listen. Let presence be presence. Keep a small, secret fruitage page. Each evening, 3 lines at most. A shortening problem to peace. A softening person to presence. An unfolding supply or step without strain. No embroidery. Thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. If a day is sparse, do not mourn it. Note it and simplify tomorrow. Shorten the words. Lengthen the listening. Watch the trend, not the thrill. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. In every encounter, behold the beloved Son. Make it a reflex. This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased, as me, as the one before me. Refuse the arm of flesh wherever it presents, a symptom, boasting, a temper, flaring, a balance sheet, sneering. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us. Do not struggle with the picture. Unsee its pretense. Judge not according to appearance. Judge righteous judgment. A soft answer will rise of itself. An apology will appear without extraction. The rope will cease to hiss like a snake. Do you follow that? Trust the method. As God appearing as individual being is resting in what already is. Depersonalize. Hypnotism only, no second power. Listen, more receptivity than recitation. Then watch fruitage. You will not need to announce it. The arcs will shorten, the rooms will lighten, the steps will appear. He maketh the storm a calm. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light. And when doubt chirps, hear the master seal. Lo, I am with you always. Go now with this assurance, I will help you. I will stand by in consciousness where two or three are gathered in this name of, is there am I in the midst. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Take the month and live the test by your life experience, by the fruitage. Thank you.